Hey folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today we're taking a look at Chiara Kilchling doing another Zeppelin cover song, and just by herself using acoustic instruments. Last time we saw the Rain song. Today we're going to be watching Battle of Evermore, which is interesting for a number of reasons. But first, Adrian, do you remember the last one that we looked at from Chiara?
Oh yeah, the Rain song. That's one of my favorite songs from Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one. Of course, I've got a Zeppelin 4, like so many people do. I wanted to point out a few things. Just regarding the song and the recording of the song itself, Sandy Denny of Fairport Convention was the original second vocalist on that. The only time ever in Zeppelin history that they had a guest vocalist. So I thought that was significant. They even gave her very own symbol. You know how the rest of them got a symbol on this album? Sandy got one too, a little one for being a guest. So I don't know how many people know that, but there were 5 runes, not 4, and Sandy was the 5th. So I always like to point that out because it's kind of rare to be able to point out Sandy Denny in one of our episodes. Unfortunately, because she was a sensational singer who's been gone for a long time now, but she is well worth checking out. Any of the 3 1969 Fairport Convention albums are well worth hearing. We know that Chiara is very, very good at what she does. We've also seen her do various covers with Xena of Xena Drums. So looking forward to this one for sure. Why don't we dive into this and talk about it right after?
Alrighty.
Of them all. I hear the horses thunder down in the valley below. I'm waiting for the angels of Babylon, waiting for the eastern glow. The apples of the valley, oh well, the seeds of happiness. The ground is rich from tender care. Repay, do not forget. No, no, there's in the dark night, into the morning light.
Well, a very nice landing there. Absolutely stunning. Well, Adrian, what did you think?
I would say enchanting. She brought it back all right.
She's got a beautiful ethereal voice.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't mention, but Sandy is one of the purest singers you'll ever hear. So I think she is one of the greatest singers of all time, just personally speaking. I really enjoyed her vocal work on this one in particular. I mean, the whole thing was really well done.
Yeah, she has all the right instruments. Once again, I'm reminded she has an awesome voice, and I know she has a great taste in music.
Yeah, you know, I was listening carefully for any hint of auto-tune because that's become one of the big topics these days, is people doing covers and then using auto-tune. In this case, it was obvious that it was not being used. This is one of those songs that you listen to if you want a sense of what the human voice really sounds like, because there was so much sliding going on in there and the harmonizing, all pretty much from the original track. A lot of that was the original arrangement, for the most part, or maybe some harmonization of the original. And it just sounded so human as well as beautiful. I think that's where a lot of the beauty came from, is it sounded human. If a voice can change pitch ever so slightly and slide up and down, and, you know, maybe it's a little tiny bit off here and there, that just means it's a human voice. And it still sounds amazing. And that's what she sounded like here. She sounded, I mean, I'm out of superlatives, but I just think that the quality of her voice was really nice. And it's very clear that there was no autotune in use. And this is a very good argument for why you should never use autotune if you can avoid it. It also drives home how cool this song is. You know, I'm sure it was ignored by a lot of Zeppelin fans at first, you know, and over time, its stature has grown. But I'll bet you it used to be one of the skip-over tracks for a lot, you know, a lot of people first getting into Zeppelin, say in 1971 or something, maybe looking for a hard rock band, something like what Zeppelin 1 was. I would also recommend anybody that hasn't done it, give a listen to some of that Fairport Convention. The Unhalf Bricking album is a pretty good one. The other two that she was on were What We Did on Our Holidays and then Liege and Leaf, which is all traditional folk tunes rocked up. It's one of those albums that you'll put it on and you'll go, hey, wait a minute, I hear a little bit of Zeppelin 4 in here. And it was 2 years before Zeppelin 4. You know, it's kind of got some of that mysticism in it. So definitely recommended if you've never heard it before. Legion Leaf is probably the place to start, actually, but all three are really good. They're all very different, too. And Sandy had her own solo career, too. If you ever find her doing acoustic, that's the way to hear her. You know, often her albums would get a little overproduced, a little stringy, but the acoustic stuff is great. So primer for those of you who've never heard of Sandy Denny, go check her out. It's worth it. Well, folks, why don't you let us know what you thought of this? I'm going to assume most of you knew the song, but if you didn't, let us know and what you thought of it. Any other thoughts you care to leave, by all means do so. We're always interested in reading your comments. Yep, leave them below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed the presentation, please subscribe. All right. Thanks so much for joining us on this. We will catch you on the next one. Take care, folks.
See you all later.